we need to look predominantly at the context of the sexual encounter and the state of mind, which could be honestly the most important parts of the sexual response cycle. So context refers to current situation or environment in which intercourse could happen. And the predominant context is obviously the relationship. So, for example, a relationship that is characterized by trust, emotional connection, deep intimacy, and perhaps flirty playfulness is much more likely going to increase the strength of the sexual response in an individual, as opposed to a relationship that is perhaps in constant turmoil, where there's anger and resentment, where there's contempt, and perhaps conflict that's ongoing. So the context of the sexual encounter and the state of mind of the person involved are the most important parts of this sexual response cycle. But the other thing that Basson did is she looked at and developed the concept of arousal, and so that it's not just about physiological arousal, but psychological arousal as well. And that sexual response can be ignited at any phase. So not all sexual encounters begin with spontaneous desire. And I want to explain a little bit about what is meant by spontaneous desire and responsive sexual desire. Most clients, when they come into sex therapy, will say that they want to just be able to have spontaneous sex and it must just happen. And unfortunately, that's actually quite unrealistic. Spontaneous sexual desire is that kind of desire you might feel for sex when you're sitting in traffic or when you're sitting at your desk and you don't have the ability necessarily to act on that desire. Now, men and women both experience spontaneous desire, but what is more common in the relationship is responsive desire.